Ladies and gentlemen, what if I told you that the most powerful and shocking secrets about attraction are hidden in plain sight, not in the way young women play games, but in the way older women flirt? Most men never see it, and yet it's happening right in front of their eyes. The silence, the glance, the timing, the subtle touch. These are not accidents. They are deliberate signals filled with meaning. Miss them, and you lose the chance forever. But once you understand them, you'll unlock a side of attraction so magnetic, so irresistible, it will change the way you see women forever. Would you like me to make a few shorter hook variations too, so you have options to test which one grabs the most attention? Let's dive into a truth that many overlook but desperately need to hear. When it comes to attraction, most people think they've figured it out, but what I'm about to share with you will shake your understanding to its very core. There are subtle, powerful, and often shocking truths about older women that most men never take the time to recognize. The truth is, older women operate on a completely different frequency than the younger ones you may be used to. And once you understand how they express interest, how they flirt, and how they invite connection into their world, you'll never look at them the same way again. Older women are not driven by the same insecurities, doubts, or surface-level games that younger women often play. They've lived, they've experienced, and because of that, they've developed a confidence that radiates from within. When they flirt, it's not always about being obvious or loud. Instead, it's about precision. It's about saying just enough to ignite your curiosity, but never too much to make you complacent. You may think flirting is only about the giggles, the hair twirls, or the obvious glances, but with older women, the signals are layered with depth, meaning, and intent. They don't just want to be noticed, they want to be understood. And that's why most men miss the signs. They're too busy looking for what they already know instead of paying attention to what's truly in front of them. Here's the first shocking fact. Older women often flirt with their silence. While younger women may laugh out loud, make a scene, or use playful banter, older women are experts at holding back just enough to make you lean in. They'll maintain eye contact, pause in conversation, and give you space to fill the silence. And in that silence, they are watching closely. They're studying your words, your posture, your confidence. If you misinterpret that silence as disinterest, you've already lost. Because in truth, that silence is the stage they've created for you to reveal who you are. The second shocking fact is the way older women use their wisdom as a flirtation tool. They don't have to try hard to impress. Instead, they'll share insights, personal experiences, or lessons in a way that draws you deeper into their world. When an older woman shares something personal, even something small, that's not casual. It's intentional. It's her way of saying, I trust you enough to let you see a part of me others may not. For many men, this flies under the radar, but if you're paying attention, you'll notice how intimacy is built not through superficial compliments, but through genuine sharing of the soul. The third shocking fact is how older women flirt through nurturing energy. Don't mistake this for mothering. It's something entirely different. It's the way they ask if you've eaten, if you're working too hard, or if you've been sleeping enough. At first glance, this may feel like care, but beneath it, it's a subtle invitation. It's their way of signaling that they see you, they acknowledge your needs, and they are offering something beyond the surface attraction. Many men confuse this with mere kindness, but in reality, it's a layered form of flirtation that speaks directly to your subconscious. The fourth shocking fact is the power of subtle physical gestures. Older women rarely flaunt or exaggerate. Instead, it's in the gentle brush of a hand, the way they lean just slightly closer, or the way they allow their laughter to linger a little longer when you speak. These aren't random, they are deliberate. They've learned the art of restraint, of leaving just enough room for you to wonder. And it's in that wondering that desire is built. Another shocking fact is that older women flirt with their eyes in ways younger women rarely can. Their gaze holds history, experience, and depth. When they look at you, it's not a casual glance, it's layered with meaning. They know how to hold a look just long enough to stir something inside you, but then pull back to keep you chasing. Many men fail to recognize this power because they're waiting for exaggerated gestures. But with older women, it's the small details that carry the most weight. Older women also flirt with their confidence. They're not afraid to initiate a conversation, to make a bold comment, or to hold their ground in a debate. That confidence itself is flirtation because it disrupts the expected dynamic. Most men are used to women waiting for them to lead, but when an older woman steps forward, challenges your perspective, or speaks her truth without fear, that's her way of drawing you in. It's magnetic because it's rare, and it forces you to pay attention. Then there's the way they flirt with time. Unlike younger women, older women don't always rush. They'll stretch a conversation, they'll savor the pauses, they'll let the tension build. They know that true attraction doesn't come from instant gratification, but from delayed fulfillment. When an older woman takes her time with you, it's not because she's indifferent. It's because she's inviting you into a slower, more meaningful rhythm. Another shocking fact is the way older women use humor as a weapon of attraction. Their jokes aren't childish or surface level, they're clever, layered, sometimes even teasing in a way that challenges you. When they laugh with you, they're not just sharing joy, they're testing your ability to keep up, to understand, to connect at a higher level. If you can flow with their humor, you've passed an unspoken test. Older women also flirt through encouragement. They'll compliment you in ways that hit deeper than surface appearance. They'll notice your drive, your vision, your ambition, and call it out in ways that fuel your spirit. That kind of recognition isn't casual. It's intimate. It shows they're paying attention not just to what you show the world, but to what lies beneath. And finally, the most shocking fact of all is this. Older women don't flirt to seek validation. They flirt to create connection. They're not playing games to prove their desirability. They're choosing to engage because they've seen something in you worth their time. That, more than anything, is what makes their signals powerful. When an older woman flirts, it's not for attention. It's an invitation into a deeper experience. The truth is, most men miss these signs because they're looking for the obvious. They're looking for loud laughter, for playful teasing, for bold compliments. But with older women, the power lies in the subtlety. It's in the quiet pauses, the thoughtful glances, the nurturing energy, the wisdom shared, the encouragement given, the confidence displayed, and the time taken to build tension. It's in the fact that their flirtation is never random but always intentional, and when you finally begin to see it, you'll realize just how shocking it truly is. And when you finally begin to see it, you'll realize just how shocking it truly is. But let's take this deeper, because what most people fail to understand is that the way older women flirt isn't just about attraction. It's about psychology, about energy, and about a kind of magnetic pull that goes far beyond surface charm. When an older woman decides to express interest, even in the smallest ways, it is layered with meaning. It is not just playfulness. It is strategy, confidence, and intention wrapped together in a single gesture. Think about the way she listens. A younger woman might nod along, smile, or offer quick affirmations, but an older woman listens with her whole being. She tilts her head, maintains her focus, and gives you the rare gift of undivided attention. That alone is flirtation at its highest level, because it communicates something men rarely feel in today's distracted world. Presence. When she is with you, she is with you. No phone in her hand, no shifting eyes, no restless fidgeting. That presence says, "You matter right now." And when a man feels like he matters, he is drawn closer, even without realizing it. Another shocking aspect is how older women use their voice. It's not just about what they say, but how they say it. Their tone carries calmness, maturity, and rhythm. They've learned how to slow their speech, how to emphasize certain words, how to allow a moment of silence to settle before continuing. This creates an almost hypnotic effect. You might not catch it immediately, but your subconscious does. That rhythm draws you in, making you crave more of their words, more of their presence. It is not loud, it is not exaggerated, but it is deeply powerful. Now let's talk about subtle invitations. An older woman won't always ask you directly for your attention. Instead, she may share a small detail about her day, something seemingly ordinary, but the fact that she shares it with you is the clue. She might mention a book she's reading, a memory from her past, or an observation about the world. On the surface, it's casual, but beneath the surface, it's her way of opening a door and saying, "Step into my world for a moment." And if you walk through that door with curiosity, you'll find yours, elf in a deeper connection than you ever imagined. Another powerful way older women flirt is through refinement. They take care of the little details, how they dress, how they present themselves, how they carry their bodies. This is not about flashy outfits or bold statements. It's about subtle elegance. A scarf draped just right, a fragrance that lingers only long enough for you to notice, a smile that appears at the perfect time. These are not accidents. They are intentional choices. They understand that true allure lies not in what is shown, but in what is hinted at. And when they give you just a hint, it keeps you hooked, always wondering, always intrigued. And then there is the power of respect. Older women flirt by showing you respect in ways you didn't even know you craved. They'll value your thoughts, consider your perspective, and challenge you without belittling you. That respectful engagement is not just about conversation. It's a form of attraction. It tells you that you are seen as an equal, as someone worthy of their time and intellect. For a man, that kind of recognition is intoxicating because it's rare. Let's go even deeper. Older women know how to flirt with distance. They don't need to be constantly present to make you think about them. They'll give you space, they'll step back, and in that absence, they create longing. Younger women may fear that stepping back will make them forgotten, but older women know the opposite is true. They understand that absence is sometimes the most powerful form of presence. They allow you the time to reflect, to replay moments in your mind, to realize how much you miss their energy. And when they return, even with just a glance or a few words, it feels like a reward. Another shocking truth is how they use vulnerability as a form of flirtation. They don't need to act perfect, polished, or untouchable. Instead, they might share a flaw, admit a mistake, or laugh at themselves. This doesn't make them weaker. It makes them magnetic, because vulnerability creates trust, and trust is the foundation of intimacy. When an older woman reveals even a small crack in her armor, she's not losing power. She's drawing you closer by making you feel safe to do the same. Older women also flirt with their ability to create comfort. They know how to make a space feel warm, how to create an environment where you relax, let your guard down, and simply be yourself. It might be the way they arrange a room, the music they choose, or the way they prepare a simple meal. These small acts are not just hospitality. They are silent forms of attraction. They communicate, "With me, you can rest. With me, you don't have to perform." That comfort becomes addictive, and before you know it, you find yourself seeking their presence more and more. Their sense of humor also evolves into a more subtle, sophisticated tool of flirtation. It's not about making you laugh at silly jokes. It's about creating a shared moment where laughter bonds you together. It's the quick wit, the unexpected punchline, the playful teasing that leaves you smiling long after the conversation ends. That kind of humor lingers, and it keeps you replaying the interaction in your mind. Another incredible way they flirt is through their energy of gratitude. They notice small things you do, and they acknowledge them. A simple thank you paired with a meaningful look can feel more powerful than 1,000 empty compliments. Gratitude is magnetic because it makes you feel appreciated, and appreciation is one of the most potent forms of attraction. Older women also know how to flirt with their independence. They don't cling, they don't demand, they don't beg for attention. Instead, they demonstrate that they are whole, complete, and content in themselves. That independence isn't a wall, it's an invitation. It tells you that being with them is a choice, not a necessity. And when love, attention, or flirtation comes from someone who doesn't know, eat it, but chooses to give it, it carries more weight. It feels more valuable because it is freely offered, not desperately grasped. And let's not forget the way they flirt with curiosity. They'll ask you thoughtful questions, not just about what you do, but about who you are, what you dream of, what you fear, what you've overcome. That level of curiosity shows investment. It's not small talk, it's soul talk. And when someone engages with your soul, you feel a connection that's rare and unforgettable. Another shocking fact is the way older women flirt through encouragement of growth. They won't just flatter you, they'll challenge you to be better. They'll see potential in you that you may not even see yourself, and they'll push you to rise into it. That challenge itself is attraction, because it tells you that they believe in you. Belief is one of the most seductive forces on earth. When someone believes in you deeply, you want to rise to the level of their vision. And finally, there is the way they flirt by making the ordinary extraordinary. A walk, a meal, a casual conversation. These become moments of connection because of the way they engage. They infuse meaning into the simple things, and suddenly what could have been overlooked becomes unforgettable. That ability to transform the ordinary into something magical is one of the greatest gifts they bring into connection, and it is one of the most powerful ways they show interest. That ability to transform the ordinary into something magical is one of the greatest gifts they bring into connection, and it is one of the most powerful ways they show interest. But to truly understand the depth of this, you need to realize that what sets older women apart is not just what they do, but why they do it. Every gesture, every glance, every word is backed by years of experience, by lessons learned, by victories and heartbreaks alike. That reservoir of wisdom shapes the way they interact, and it makes their form of attraction something extraordinary, something unforgettable. Think about the way they walk into a room. It's not rushed, not hurried, not desperate to be seen. Instead, it's measured, confident, graceful. That entrance itself is a form of flirtation. They don't need to demand attention. They command it. Their body language speaks before their words do, and the unspoken message is simple. I know who I am, and I don't need to prove it. That quiet assurance is magnetic because it stands out in a world where so many are trying too hard to be noticed. And then there is the way they handle conversations. They don't just wait for their turn to speak. They engage, they expand. They make you feel like your words matter. A younger woman might cut you off in excitement or rush to add her perspective, but an older woman has mastered the art of patience. She listens, digests, and then responds in a way that makes you feel valued. That ability to create a safe space for dialogue is itself flirtation because it pulls you deeper into her orbit. You begin to crave her perspective, her validation, her acknowledgement. Another remarkable trait is the way older women flirt through subtle challenge. They don't agree with everything you say just to keep the peace. They'll question you, push back, test your conviction. And that challenge creates tension, the kind of tension that sparks attraction. When she debates you with a playful smile, when she disagrees but does so with respect, it's not about conflict. It's about chemistry. She's showing you that she sees you as strong enough to handle her truth, and that acknowledgement is a form of deep respect. Older women also flirt through mastery of timing. They know when to lean in and when to pull back. They understand the rhythm of interaction, when to share and when to withhold, when to offer warmth and when to let the silence do the talking. That rhythm keeps you on edge, keeps you guessing, keeps you engaged. You never feel complacent because her timing ensures that every interaction feels alive and dynamic. One of the most surprising ways they flirt is through generosity. Not necessarily in grand gestures, but in small, thoughtful ways. It could be remembering your favorite drink, sending you a note of encouragement, or giving you advice that sticks with you long after the conversation ends. These small acts of care are not random. They are signals. They are her way of saying, I see you, I notice you, and I value you. And when you are valued, attraction deepens. Another shocking truth is the way they use restraint. In a culture that pushes for oversharing, older women understand the power of mystery. They don't reveal everything at once. They give you glimpses, hints, fragments that make you want to know more. This restraint is flirtation at its finest because it awakens your curiosity. And curiosity is the seed of desire. The more you wonder about her, the more you think about her, and the more you crave her presence. Let's not overlook the way older women flirt through acknowledgement of your essence. They see beyond the surface. While others may notice your looks or your achievements, an older woman notices your energy, your spirit, your deeper qualities. She may comment on how grounded you are, how passionate you sound when you talk about something you love, or how your eyes light up when you share your dreams. Those acknowledgements strike at the core of who you are, and they create a bond that feels almost spiritual. They also also flirt by making you feel capable. Their words, their encouragement, their belief in you can awaken parts of yourself you didn't even know were sleeping. When she says she admires your determination or she respects your work ethic, it fuels you. And that fuel becomes a tether between you, because attraction is not always about beauty or charm. It's about the way someone makes you feel. And when she makes you feel capable, unstoppable, and strong, you can't help but be drawn toward her. Another incredible way they flirt is through alignment of values. They don't just talk about surface interests, they dive into what matters to them. And when they find overlap with what matters to you, they highlight it, they nurture it, they celebrate it. That alignment becomes a subtle yet powerful form of attraction because it creates a sense of unity. You feel like you're on the same team, like you're walking in the same direction, and that shared path becomes magnetic. Older women also flirt through subtle physicality. It's not the overt touches or exaggerated gestures, it's the way they position themselves, the way they adjust their posture, the way they create space for you. They might lean in slightly closer when you speak, or brush past you in a way that feels intentional, but never forced. These small, seemingly casual movements are powerful because they bypass logic and speak directly to your senses. You don't think about it, you feel it. And here's another layer. They flirt with authenticity. They don't need to wear masks. They don't need to play roles. They don't need to be anything other than who they are. That raw honesty is rare, and rarity is attractive. When you're with an older woman, you often feel a sense of relief because there are no games, no pretenses, no false fronts. And in that authenticity, you find comfort and attraction intertwined. Older women also flirt through appreciation of time. They don't waste it, and they don't let it slip away unnoticed. If they choose to spend time with you, it's deliberate, it's intentional, it's meaningful. That alone is flirtation because it communicates, out of all the things I could be doing, I'm here with you. And when someone with wisdom and experience chooses you, that choice feels weighty, it feels special, it feels magnetic. Another shocking truth is how they flirt through shared silence. Not the awkward kind, but the comfortable kind. They don't feel the need to fill every gap with chatter. Instead, they allow silence to breathe, to stretch, to settle between you. And in that silence, something powerful happens. You feel connected without words. That unspoken connection is deeper than any verbal flirtation could ever be. And then there is the way they flirt with vision. They see where you could go, what you could achieve, who you could become, and they speak to that version of you, often before you even see it yourself. That foresight is intoxicating because it makes you believe in possibilities you hadn't yet considered. And when someone not only sees your potential, but speaks life into it, you feel drawn to them in ways that go beyond attraction. It feels like destiny. Older women also flirt through consistency. They don't just show interest once and then disappear. Their signals may be subtle, but they are steady. They remember, they follow up, they continue to engage, and that consistency creates a sense of trust, and trust deepens attraction. Because it's not about one grand gesture, it's about the steady rhythm of care and attention that builds over time. And finally, one of the most powerful ways they flirt is by embodying peace. In a world filled with chaos, noise, and endless demands, being around someone who radiates calm, who makes you feel centered, is irresistible. That peace becomes a sanctuary, and you find yourself wanting more of it, craving it, chasing it. Because attraction is not only about excitement, it's about the way someone makes